What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Homie Hangout, where we help others move with excellence. And the whole Marvelous situation, I really didn't think that I would be doing any more videos about this. In case you've been living under a rock or you need a refresher, Marvelous was 39 years old when he decided it'd be a good idea to sleep with a 16-year-old girl. He ultimately got her pregnant, and that is disgusting and that is wrong, right? That's my position, at least. And regardless of what else may or may not be true, did she have a fake ID? Did she lie about her age? Was it a one-time thing? Was it an ongoing thing? Did he know ahead of time? I have my own thoughts on those different angles, but really once is once too many. And at that age, you know, you should be able to recognize that a girl that you're going to be sleeping with is younger than kids that you already have, right? So that story's out there. It's been being talked about. And in one of my videos, I had said, there are some people, it seems, who are more interested in using this as an opportunity to take down Marvelous than they are concerned with the specifics of the situation, right? Then it seems they really care about a 39-year-old and a 16-year-old being together. And I didn't say any names. I didn't point any fingers. I can't judge what's in somebody's heart. Looking at what's going on around me, I felt like it was pretty obvious, but I'm not going to put that jacket on somebody, because essentially what you're saying is you really don't have a problem with 39-year-olds sleeping with 16-year-olds. You just want to throw some mud on the internet for your own reasons. And that's a cold thing, I think, to say about somebody, you know. And then cue American Cholo. This dude on Monday on his podcast basically raises his hand and was like, yeah, that's me. So let's listen to this. We'll talk about it a little bit more. I'm very curious of your guys' thoughts. It's a short clip. Hopefully he doesn't try to copyright strike me, but it ain't even a minute. So we'll see. If he does, I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, it's just, listen, man.
I'm listening.
I'm going to be upfront. If that guy, Daniel Ayala, would have apologized to me after reading that fake work, I would have never brought this up. I would have let Blue Devil handle it. I would have just shut my mouth. I would have kept on pushing, bro. But they never gave it up. And now, if you think for 1 second that if that would have happened to me, that these guys wouldn't be on this thing all day, every day, from the guys who say, I don't know anything about it.
I don't care what else he has to say. That's wild. Right? So for those that don't know this fake paperwork situation, year and a half maybe ago, somewhere around there, some fake paperwork got put out there accusing Gil, or claiming to be court paperwork or something like that, that says that Gil Tejada has these convictions or these charges, and it's unmentionable offenses involving people even younger than Marvelous's baby's mama, right? And it was fake. You know, it was doctored up. It was twisted. It wasn't him. The paperwork that was put out there was a different Gil Tejada, or whatever the case was. But it wasn't him. And everybody agreed that it wasn't him. And that was figured out pretty quickly. Marvelous had a role. And it's a trick because Marvelous really wasn't held as accountable in the court of public opinion as, for example, Gunner was. But he had something to do with it. And obviously Gil hasn't forgot, right? And I don't blame him. I don't blame him for being irate. I don't blame him for jumping on this opportunity. But that's an odd way to put it, right? And Gunner had come out and apologized. And Gil still talks hella shit about him. So I don't know that the apology really makes a difference in his book as much as he's saying it is. But he's basically saying, hey, if Marvelous would have just said sorry for my role in the fake paperwork, then when I heard you had a baby with a 16-year-old, I'd have kept my mouth shut. That is the problem, right? That is how this type of predatory behavior continues, because too many dudes just look the other way. Bro, it ain't my business. I mean, 16, that's not too far off, right? Whatever the thought process is that makes somebody think this is okay, or you do mental gymnastics to believe some way out story of, a teenager has a fake ID for being 20, not 21, and you're sitting there tattooing her multiple times over and over, and you just never realize that she's younger than your own kids, and like, but you'll struggle to believe that to not address it. Look at the Pocho situation, right? And I'm not drawing a comparison necessarily, but I guess I am, but not between us as individuals, but just in approaches, and Pocho is somebody I had spoken positively about on the internet. I had ran across the dude a couple times 15 years ago, right? Whatever it was. So it wasn't like we were friends or homeboys or anything, but we had some familiarity with each other. He pops up on YouTube, and I had said some positive stuff about him. He had been in the comments and in the chat and whatnot. When I heard that he was engaging in predatory behavior, there was these allegations of him and this predatory behavior with women and this pattern of behavior, and some of those women being minors. I looked into it, right? I gave him the benefit of the doubt at first. I didn't just jump on camera. I'm not, looking for ways to throw somebody under the bus, and especially somebody who I do have a little bit of history with. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. In looking around, though, it became clear that this is a troubling pattern up and down the state of California that has gone on for many, 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 many years. And I had to come on and say something about it. Like, regardless of even though other channels were saying things, I couldn't leave it just to them to address. I felt like I had a responsibility to address it because it is out of line behavior. And I'm not going to just let it go. Gil's approach is like, if we don't have beef between us, then I'm not tripping. And I don't know. I find that personally, again, to be problematic, right? To be part of how this behavior is allowed to continue. And then he goes on to talk about these hypocrites and all this other stuff. Bro, what are you in this situation, right? And how come people aren't speaking on it? For one, just to be clear, I have not heard anybody with a YouTube channel that I watch, at least. I haven't heard anybody say that they don't think what happened between Marvelous and that girl was wrong. So all this talk of this person's defending him, that person's defending him, I've seen those videos, and I did not hear any of them say, yeah, man, that was okay. That wasn't a big deal. They may address it different ways. They may talk about different angles of this whole novella that has popped on YouTube. But nobody has said that it's okay, right? It's just some folks apparently aren't using the language that Gil wants them to use. But why does he want them to use the language? Again, not because he cares about the morals of the situation. It's because he just wants to tear this dude down. And I'm not at all sticking up for Marvelous. I would hope the dude never shows up on the internet again. I don't have a problem with people making videos about him every day, right? Like, if the dude was on fire, I wouldn't piss on him. It is what it is. But to turn around and just have this whole self-righteous attitude and come to find out it's all just YouTube shit. It's all just slinging mud. And that fake paperwork was a serious situation that could have led to stuff off of YouTube. It didn't, thankfully, right? But at the end of the day, it's YouTube drama. So you lose, in my opinion, you lose some credibility, right? This type of attitude allows sometimes for these predators to then come back and be like, look, fools are just hating. Fools are just hating. Because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like you're just hating. When in reality, 39-year-old men and 16-year-old girls should not be sleeping together in this country. And if they do, it is the 39-year-old man's fault, right? 100% of the time. It is his fault. He is the adult. He is the grown-up. He should know better. Kids fuck around. Kids, press boundaries. Kids try to get away with what they can get away with. As adults, man, stand on being an adult and know right from wrong and don't fucking do wrong. And if you do, then be willing to be held accountable for it. Like, I don't know why this is such a novel concept to some people, right? But I was just troubled by that. I'd heard about it in my chat. Hey, Gil said he wasn't even tripping. This is just all about, slinging mud on YouTube. And I was like, nah, he didn't say that. And then sure enough, shout out to the subscriber that sent me this clip. I was like, exactly what he fucking said. It's baffling to me, man. It's baffling to me. And to Marvelous, because you'll probably watch this because you watch all my videos that have to do with you. I wasn't even gonna respond. Like the whole you should have stayed in the law library thing. Look, if you were as concerned with the legal definition of a PDF as you were with valid IDs, you wouldn't be in this situation. So you're focusing on the wrong thing, right? And you seem to be upset with me for using words to describe you that I did not use. But I'm not correcting other people that use those words. That's their channels. And again, I wouldn't piss on you if you was on fire. So take it. You have all this coming and then some, right? And then some for what you did and your whole little sanctimonious attitude and shit. So you could take your little sides and Rascal looks like a cigarette or a pack of cigarettes. I wasn't exactly clear which one, you were saying. It is what it is, right? No matter what you say about me, far worse is said about you, and it's true. It's not just name calling. And when I say predatory behavior, that's not name calling, that's describing behavior. But otherwise, come on, man, we're in our 40s. Like, can we level up the conversation a little bit? But nonetheless, what do you guys think, right? Did you kind of think this all along? Does this change anything for you? Again, it does not change for me how wrong Marvelous was. I'm not opposed to people making videos every day about the dude, if that's what they choose to do. I have other stuff to talk about. For all you guys that are like, oh, Rascal, this is just cheese, man. The video yesterday wasn't cheese, man. The video Monday wasn't cheese, man. So if all you're seeing is cheese, man, that's because that's all you're looking for, right? Don't look at me as the one that puts out content. You must just be zeroed in on that. So watch these other videos and maybe pick up a little bit different information. Nonetheless, there it is, man. Short video. Help others move with excellence. That's what homies do. Help yourself at the same time because you're worth it. Help your community because they need you. And right is right and wrong is wrong. And fuck if he's your homeboy or you get along with them or you don't get along with them or he's done bad to you before or he hasn't done bad to you before. There are certain things that are unacceptable. And when somebody in your circle or somebody you're familiar with does those unacceptable things, be man enough to say, hey, it's unacceptable. And then see where it goes, right? But stand on that. I do. You guys take care.